Good morning, back again with another video, classroom video. You know what I'm saying? Got the beautiful morning sun behind me. Uh, you know what? Let's talk about something real quick. Lonzo Ball, college career, pro league. You know, because I briefly touched on it in my video yesterday. You know, because Lonzo, UCLA, he put UCLA on the map, and they haven't done anything since he's left. And he would have been a senior this year, I think. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, freshman. Yeah, no, so he would have been a senior last year. So yeah, he this would be if he went and did 4 years, he'd be coming into the league. This would be his rookie year. Um, but look, man, Lonzo Stats was 14, 7, and 5. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and I believe he led all of college in assists. Now, I'm not saying there weren't better assist years in college, because clearly there have been. I believe Trey had like damn near 29 and 11 or some shit like that, something crazy. And so, to me, he had a really good college year. But if we could just take a second here to process it. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna turn the lights on. All right, yeah, I like that better. Um, and I think I'm gonna put you where I normally would put you. There we go. Very good. So he only put up 14, 7, and 5. If you look at what he's got right now, he's higher in the points, but he's lower in the assist and the rebound department, which, you know, he's obviously not running point guard this season, so, you know, to be expected. But man, look, that dude was a monster in college. You know, the stats don't jump out at you, but he was a monster in college. Um, and I'd say, here's my thing about college. College tells me really only a couple things. It basically tells me how you stack up against your peers, the best of the best high school players. That's what it tells me. And it also tells me if you could be a superstar in college, that tells me you probably should have been in the league. But that don't mean that you should have been a superstar in the league. That just tells me you should have been playing in the professional league somewhere. Like even amongst high school students or college students, you were, you know, special. And make no mistake, if a player is trash in the NBA, they're still special. They still could go destroy, you know, most people in any kind of rec league, street, you know, tournament, whatever. They're just that talented and that good, you know, NBA players are. So, you know, Lonzo is was a phenomenal player and will always be remembered for his phenomenal play at UCLA. A lot of people like to go and look at the old tapes. I know I occasionally find myself going to look and watch because what he did with all that garbage he was surrounded by was quite the accomplishment. You know, just imagine if he had had a Malik Monk next to him, you know, on that UCLA team. You know, De'Aaron Fox had Malik Monk, and they were like the dynamic backcourt duo. And Lonzo didn't have anywhere near that level of talent around him, but I digress. But anyway, look, man, Lonzo is, well, let me say this. His numbers are almost reflective of what he put up in college, his rookie year. Um, to that point, now De'Aaron Fox's numbers are pretty much reflective of what he put up in college. And a couple other guys, you know, it to me, it seems like these guys are starting to hit their stride in the league. And like I've always said, it takes 4 to 5 years. So this is year 4, next year's year 5. Yeah, they're starting to bloom, they're starting to come into their own, they're starting to ascend, yada, yada, yada. I know people were talking about Malik Monk was having a pretty good, impressive run of games, even though he's not starting, which is understandable. But You know, it just goes to show you these guys have ability. These guys have talent. You know, Dennis Smith Jr. and Josh Jackson are starting to do better uh, playing in Detroit. They're starting to have an impact. You know, so that draft class in general, like I said, I think that's going to be one of the legendary draft classes, as long as they all stay the course. But anyway, let's talk about these stats, right? So Lonzo, I mean, let's just be up front. 14 points per game is not something you um, rave about in college, or probably even professionally for that matter. But 14 points a game. You might say, okay, he got 14 points per game, yada, yada, yada. Uh, he would have trended up. Like if Lonzo was in college this year, he'd be the best player, bar none. It wouldn't be any competition. He'd probably be putting up 30, 10, and 10. Something crazy. But what I need people to realize is if Lonzo's peak was 14 points per game, granted he only played 1 year, he couldn't get to 20. What do you think that means for him as an NBA athlete? Now I get it. We can make arguments about certain guys playing for certain programs, so they weren't getting looks, they weren't getting, shot attempts, and I understand that. I completely understand that. But what I'm trying to pinpoint here or hammer home is with a lot of these guys, you know, especially point guards, if you're not already putting up the numbers early in the sense of college, it's my expectation is not for you to come into the league and all of a sudden just start putting up 25 points a game. To me, it's just kind of like, that's why I've always said I've never thought Lonzo was going to be one of these guys that gave you like 23 points a game or something like that. No. I've always figured him to be around a guy who would. I thought he could potentially, in the right location and stuff, get you double digit assists. Like, I figured his peak would probably be around, as far as assists, is like maybe 11 in a really, really good year. But I never thought that he would just sit here and um, give you that kind of, production year in and year out from assists. No. I always thought around 8 to 9 was about what he would be for his career. And for all intents and purposes, that could very well still be true. He could still hit that benchmark. I'm not saying that he won't. Um, but I think people, especially I'm starting to think back to a lot of interactions I've had with some of you all, and maybe not even some of you all too, but some people on other people's posts or videos, and I know people were dropping, especially before the season. It's like Lonzo's going to average, 18, 10, and like 9 or stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, do you watch Lonzo? Like some things make perfect sense to me. Lonzo averaging 8, 9 rebounds. Did I say assist at first? Maybe if I did, I apologize. I was talking about rebounds. Him averaging 8 to 9, 10 rebounds, it's like that. He's never going to average that. He might do it one season, but that's not the standard. That would be like an anomaly. He would just have to be having a really good season under a really good culture, and all that other stuff. But I never thought he was just going to come in and have that many rebounds. Like Josh Hart is a really good rebounder. He's playing like 24, 25 minutes a game, and he's getting 7.5. And he's attacking with like all his will to get those rebounds. And so he's still barely on like Zoe's best years. He's still barely, outpacing Zoe for what Zoe can do. Um, so even then, like I don't, unless you like Russ and you got Steven Adams and they're making space for you literally to go get rebounds. I don't see it happening. And that's not the way they play. You could have Steven Adams and Zion box out and let Lonzo get all the rebounds and he'd have a triple-double every night or be flirting with it. But that's not the way the game works, or at least that's not the way they're coached. But, some people I think are unrealistic on his stats or what they should be. Like, You know what? Let me go ahead and pull up Basketball Reference. Okay. Some of the people who he's compared to: Magic Johnson, Magic's career average for assists is 11. His rookie year, 79 to 80 season, he had 7.3 assists. The next year, 8.6. The next year, 9.5. Then he had 10.5. 13. That is a ridiculous number. And to be honest, that's still not the most assists in a year. That goes to Stockton. Stockton got 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up Stockton here in a minute. 12.6, 12.6, 12.2, 11.9, which is basically 12, 12.8, 11.5, 12.5. I'm mad they literally got all the seasons he did not play because of HIV here. Like, matter of fact, let me turn this shit around. This shit is crazy. Like, I don't know if I should say that's disrespectful. This shit literally said did not play illness HIV like all these years, and then they act like he don't have HIV going forward. And even check this out, he still got 7 assists a game when he was 36, and he played like very minimally. It's crazy. But even, with his points, he's came into the league averaging 18. He got 21.6, 18.6, 16.8, 17, 18, 18, 23.9, which is 24. That's around Brandon Ingram. And that was the 86 to 87 season. 19.6. See, that was the most he ever averaged, which is basically 24. Yeah, for season 24. But his career numbers, and you might say that last year hurt his career offensive numbers, but his career average is, okay, there it is. Computer acting wonky. 19.5. Okay, let's go to Jason Kidd. Because that's the comp that he's most directly linked to is Jason Kidd. Come on, stupid old computer. Okay, this thing is tripping. Let me go back. Okay. Jason Kidd. There we go. All right, Jason Kidd's career average is 8.7 assists. But his first year in the league, 7.7, then 9.79, 9.1, 9, 9.1, 10.8. That was the most he ever averaged. That was in Phoenix. He was 25 years old. Then any 10.1, 9.8, 9.9, 8.9, 9.2, 8.3, 8.4, 9.2, so on and so forth. I'm not going to continue listing because it's pretty much, it should be obvious right now, but 8.7, his points per game is 12.6. Let's look at the points. He had 11 his rookie year, 11.7, 16, dropped back down to 10. Matter of fact, because he got like 3 different teams he played for this year, so his numbers are a little etchy here. So it's like 10.9, 9.9, 11.6. Then his next year is 11.6, 16.9, 14.3, 16.9, 14.7, 18.7, and then 15, 14, 13, and descending. He didn't average a ton of points, or like, he didn't have like double-digit assists. Now let's look at John Stockton. John Stockton's numbers have always captivated me because it goes against what you would think. Like, look, his total points is 13.1 and his assist is 10.5. And if you go look at his points coming into the league, I'm going to go through his career. He played 18 years. I'm not going to go through the full thing. But rookie year, 5.6. These are points: 7.7, 7.9, 14.7, 17.1, 17.2. He had that for 2 straight years: 15.8, 15.1, 15.1. And they're going down: 14.7, 14.7, 14.4, 12, 11, 12, 11, 13, 10. Assists 5.1, 7.4, 8.2, 13.8, 13.6, 14.5, which is still the highest I think ever in league history. I may be mistaken, but I think that's the highest. 14.2. Look at this. 13.7. Magic didn't even have peak assist numbers like this. And he's considered the GOAT passer. 13.7, 12, 12, 12, 11, 10, 8, 7, 8, 8, 8, 7. He's phenomenally passing the ball, getting all these assist numbers, but his points are 13. And he came into the league at 22. Most of these guys played several years in college before they came in. So when you think about this, they were in their prime when they start putting up these like ludicrous ass stats. Like his best assist season, he was 27. Then the other 14 assists, he was 28. He by the time he got the double digit assists, he was 25. Which is about the age Magic was too. Let's see who else on here. Oscar Robertson, because people don't too much talk about Big O. And they don't account for a whole bunch of like offensive, defensive rebounding stats and stuff. But his offensive numbers are crazy. Rookie year, age 22, 30 these points per game. 28, 31, 30, 31, 30, 29, 24, 25, 19, 17, 15, 12. Like, ridiculous. He came in at age 22. His assists 9, 11, 9, 11, 11, 11, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6. Different league back then. But his career average is 25 points a game and 9 assists. Okay. Let's see. Chris Paul. Chris Paul's career average for assists is 9 and 16 points. Just going through rookie year, basically, I'm around these 8, 9, 11.6, 11, 10.7, 10. That's 9.8, 9.1, 9.7, 10.7. Yeah, it's better if I actually give you the raw, because otherwise it kind of makes it seem like he had more. 10.7 that was his best mark. No, correction. That 11.6 his third year, age 22 in New Orleans. That was his best mark ever. 10.7, 10.2, 10.0. Just ridiculous stuff. Points 16, 1, 17, 3, 21, 1, 22.8. And then he goes down and he never hits higher than 22.8. That was his peak. The rest is 18, 15, 19, 16, 19, 19, 19, 18, 18, 15, 17, 16. That's what he's averaging. 16 is what he's averaging now. Matter of fact, this is his current year. He's averaging 16 and 9 right now. I'm trying to think. Who was another? What about Mark Jackson? Mark Jackson. He averaged 9 points a game and 8 assists. And let's go look at his assist numbers. Rookie year 10. Next year 8, 7, 6, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 11. That was age 31. 12. Actually, this year it was like he was on 3 different teams ish. So it was 11, 12, 9. Do with that what you will. 8, 8, 8, 8. That's basically what it is. Like, all these point guards are not averaging double-digit assists, nor should Lonzo be looked at that way. But when he's averaging 7, he's like right there on the cusp. One more extra assist a game, and he's like in the all-time great category. Let's use LeBron. I already know what LeBron's stats are, but we'll use LeBron. LeBron's career assist number is 7.8. This year he's averaging 7.4. His first time ever getting double-digit assists was last year. Rookie year, 6, then 7, 6.6, 6, 7, 7, 8.6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 8.7, 9, 8.3. That was his first year with the Lakers right there with Kuzma and Zoe and them. He still got 8.3. 10. And obviously he has the scoring here where he's got 20, 27, 31, 27, 30, which is his peak. Which I don't know if that was his MVP season or not. Um, that I think that was the season he went to the finals with Cleveland. 28, 29. We know what LeBron is. So the whole point of me saying all this is this: a lot of these guys. Wait, what? I'm sorry. They got all these guys nicknames up here, and they got one called. They got this one called the Little Emperor. I have never heard him called that. I've seen Bron. They even got that video. Fuck Bron. Fuck Bron. The Chosen One, LBJ, King James. I've never heard them call him the Little Emperor. I've never heard him called the Akron Hammer. I've never heard him called L Train. What these names? Where did they get these names from? I'm curious, but I'm doing that just to show you guys, you know, assist numbers, points per game. A lot of that stuff is overrated. Yes, some of these guys have gargantuan numbers. Some of these guys don't even play, point guard like LeBron. And then you got guys like Oscar Robertson in a different time when he came into the league. But like Jason Kidd, John Stockton, more of his comps, lower level CP3, they're not averaging double digit assists all the time. The Magics and the John Stocktons, those are rarities, But most guys that come into the league, they're not averaging double digit assists. That just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to put that out there so we could have that discussion. Even with the points per game thing, people are acting like he's supposed to go put up like 20 something every game because that's what modern point guards do. CP3 still is playing today, and he's still a really effective point guard, an all-star level point guard, and he's giving you 17 and 9. Just saying. So, honestly, in his peak, I think Zoe would probably be about. It depends on the situation. I could see him having one really good season where he put up like 11. But I think he'll be more like 17 and 9, ultimately. That should be where he is in like his best peak years or even his career average. So we'll see what happens. But that's all I got. Y'all have a good one. Peace.